February has always been a month associated with romance, with Valentine's Day taking up a good portion of the marketing around that month. It's easy to correlate romantic films and romantic comedies with the holiday, since the classic dinner and a movie has become a staple of the dating scene. Nora Ephron is a filmmaker you may not be as familiar with, but her role in writing and directing romantic comedies makes her one of the most prolific in the genre. Ephron wrote When Harry Met Sally, still a film many consider as one of the best romantic comedies of all time, and one that set the bar for years to come. Sleepless in Seattle might possibly be her most well-known work as a director, but I'd argue that Nora Ephron's 1998 film, You've Got Mail, is probably her best. My name's Josh Taylor, this is 1901, and today I want to talk about the movie You've Got Mail, online dating, and how it nailed internet culture before internet culture ever existed. This video is part of the Director Project, where each month myself and so many other YouTubers get together to celebrate the films of a certain director. We've already done a bunch of these, including Steven Spielberg, Hayao Miyazaki, and Christopher Nolan. And this month, for February of 2021, we're focusing in on Nora Ephron. She's the director of films like Sleepless in Seattle, Bewitched, Michael, and Julie and Julia. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to the entire playlist where you'll see everybody's contributions, and if you'd like to add your own contribution, you can by sending a tweet to my friends at CultPopture on Twitter with the link to your video for this month. And you can still feel free to make a video and add it to the previous director playlist that I mentioned above. But let's jump into this month's video, because a good romantic comedy gives a reason to date and hold hands and cuddle and laugh together. But a great romantic comedy, like any great film, will have you thinking and discussing it afterwards. The entire YouTube film community is based around discussing mostly great films like The Dark Knight or Her or The Godfather.
Oh, what is it with men?
What is it with men and The Godfather?
Hello?
Oh, come on. Hello?
But a great romantic comedy won't just get you talking about film, it'll also get you discussing what love is. 2017's The Big Sick is a great example of this, where you get to discuss religion and race and devotion through illness. 1953's How to Marry a Millionaire can actually get people talking about how or if financial security plays a role in a relationship. And 2012's Silver Linings Playbook gives people a good reason to talk about the consideration of mental health when it comes to dating. And Nora Ephron's 1998 film You've Got Mail discusses what it was like, or what it could be like, to date online. And not only that, it would discuss how the internet would play a larger role in our society moving forward. In 1998, most people weren't sucked into the everyday life of internet culture. Sure, there was emails and forums and chat rooms and gaming, but the internet didn't dominate how we got our news, or how we talked to our family and friends, or how many of us have created a separate world online, separating it from the real world we live in. In fact, at the time, only 41% of adults worldwide were online, and this is also the days of dial-up internet.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the internet is just another way of being rejected by a woman.
If you were logging onto the internet, that means that you were using your phone line, which didn't allow you to then talk on the phone. This is also a time period where the vast majority of us were using the internet via America Online. Not only was it your web browser, but America Online was also how you searched the internet, chatted with strangers, and received your emails. Once you logged in, you'd hear the sound, "You've got mail," which meant you had a brand new email. And this, of course, prompted the title of the film. But this Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan-led comedy isn't about America Online, but about what it meant to start dating through the internet. We start the film with our protagonists, Kathleen Kelly and Joe Fox, both of whom are in relationships in the real world while also having a pen pal online. Remember, This is the late 90s. Social media was years out, and instant messaging didn't work unless you were both online at the same time. Kathleen and Joe met in a chat room and opted to exchange email addresses, so essentially, they're just pen pals. They also decided not to give away any private information, including their real names or what they did for a living. This gave them an anonymous alias so that they could continue their regular lives without connecting it to their internet lives. The whole plot of the film revolves around how the two of them basically own rival bookstores, Joe opening up a new big chain store down the street from Kathleen's small children's bookstore. And when they finally do meet in person, they're unaware of each other's online personas. As they fall for each other online, they end their respective relationships in the real world in pursuit of the romance and companionship they've found through their emails. When Joe finally goes to meet his online love for a date, he finds out that it's actually his rival and opts not to tell her. He continues to drop major hints that he and his online persona, NY152, are the same person. And I get that the ending of this film with Joe putting Kathleen out of business, yet her still falling in love with him, seems pretty far-fetched. But the rest of this film feels strangely relative to the dating scene and internet life that many of us live in today. Listen, I put my face on the internet every time I film one of these videos, anytime I make a podcast, or anytime that I post on social media. But I still don't give away everything that I am. There are a lot of things that you as the viewer of this video don't know about me, and that's for good reason. I have yet to share those things with you, and online dating is kind of the same. Most people fill out an online dating profile with the things that make them look the best. They neglect to fill in the blanks with the parts where they're struggling in life, and they curate a selection of photos to show off their best personality traits. Joe and Kathleen both take their time in writing emails, crafting them with moments in their life that make them look good. And that goes against the fact that they actually know each other in real life and don't adhere to the same pleasantries that they do in their emails. And outside of dating, we still see some of the same characteristics from this film portrayed in general internet culture. Many people still use the internet with an alias name, going by some Jane Doe name like Baby Bunny 365. People log on to social media to share beautiful pictures or witty jokes, rather than those moments where they feel they're most vulnerable. Every year for Christmas, I get emails from friends and family who like to share a little letter about how great their year was, how great their kids did in school, typically spinning a positive message out of a year that would otherwise be somewhat mediocre. And I can't state it enough that this film, You've Got Mail, came out in 1998. And while some of the references are dated, like the AOL Instant Messenger, or the dial-up internet, or the chat at work about cybersex.
Have you had sex?
No, of course not. I don't even know him.
I mean cybersex.
No.
Well, you know what? Don't do it. Because the minute you do, they lose all respect for you.
Nora Ephron and her sister Dalia wrote a film that not only could be the potential of dating online, but would be the future of dating online. And back in 1998, there were very few dating websites online. Match.com was probably the most dominant website in the game back then, but meeting people online at that time was somewhat taboo.
One of the most bizarre aspects of the growing cyber life is the number of couples who meet, fall in love, and even get married online.
It seemed crazy that not only could you meet somebody from the internet, but that you could fall in love with them, and that love would last a lifetime. Maybe we've forgotten a little bit, but people used to make fun of other people that dated through the internet. And now we talk to strangers on a daily basis, and we join apps where we hope that people will swipe right on us so that we can meet them for coffee at a later date. You've Got Mail might have been one of those cute 90s quote-unquote chick flicks, but it was truly ahead of its time. It made it okay to meet someone online that was right for you. It told us that we can be someone different online, and that's totally okay. It said that we can turn ourselves into our most positive traits and work to get rid of the negative ones. Is You've Got Mail a masterpiece in filmmaking? No, but that's not the point. Not every film has to be creative with its cinematography or lighting. It doesn't have to wow us with its non-linear storytellings and great ambitions with symbolism. Nora Ephron may not be remembered as one of the greatest directors, but she should be remembered as one of the greatest writers and storytellers of romance in the 20th century. She wrote and directed films that were funny, clever, and thoughtful. And that's more than I can say about most films, including romantic comedies. She was somebody that was always grounded in her approach, and for this film, she was a futurist. She was somebody who understood that technology and the internet could and would be a way to find love, and a way to express yourself in ways never thought possible before. Hey, if you liked this video, check out the rest of the Nora Ephron playlist down below. I'm also going to add the playlists for the other months that we've done so far. So 4 playlists in total will be down below. And I hope you've been enjoying this director project that a bunch of us have been working on. I've found them to be quite, I don't know what you would call it, adventurous, in the sense that typically I talk about Disney and Disney entities on this channel. So it gave me a chance to talk about some things outside of that. And of course, love, I've tried to always talk about in the month of February, so maybe I'll be doing a little bit more of that later in February, but I enjoy talking about love. Who doesn't love talking about love? It's so heartwarming. But anyways, make sure to check out all the other playlists down below. If you like this channel, make sure to subscribe if you've never been here before. Leave a comment on maybe one of your favorite Nora Ephron movies, or what other directors you'd like to see us tackle in the future. And in the meantime, my friends, thank you for watching. I appreciate you as always, and keep moving forward.